what I've seen. I like it better than the previous DLC they did so far. Other than that, I haven't done much, like I said, because I've been a little under the weather. Just trying to get
All right, welcome everybody to episode 146 of Game Set Live. I got hit by the OBS update bug. It reset all of my audio properties. So my mic was turned to a Windows default that didn't even exist, and my earpiece that you all are listening to was...
like I said, because I've been a little under the weather. Just trying to get
all right, welcome everybody to episode 146 of Game Set Live. I got hit by the OBS update bug. It reset all of my... yeah, nothing was heard. But anyway, we're here. Paul, how you doing? What you been playing?
I'm so Paul, start coughing again. We need to capture.
No,
that
take two. I'm not doing that again. So, I've been a little under the weather. So I've been basically just kind of mucking around in WoW a little bit since Midnight Season 1 fully launched yesterday. So far, I'm enjoying that quite a bit. Other than that, I'm just kind of getting ready for next week at PAX. So, as best I can.
I like it when you talk dirty like that. PAX?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could go. Ugh.
It's funny. Everybody I know, or at least a lot of people that it started out, everybody's going. Now nobody's. I'm gonna roll in there, and nobody's gonna have any clue who I am, because nobody's gonna know me.
Have you thought of the fact that the people that told you previously that they were going, they were actually just lying?
Yeah.
Just to make you happy. So you
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Them?
Yeah.
Who would do that?
You got that.
Though I will say, I am gonna, since we're talking about me, and you mentioned it before we went on, a Double Fine is going to be there. They're going to be showing off Kiln.
Nice.
For those of you who signed up to be in the betas, check your emails now because betas are going live tomorrow and Friday.
Yes.
The Steam one tomorrow is for Xbox, Friday is for Steam. So if you've made the cut, you're going to get an email. I'm also looking forward to seeing Halloween the Game from Ilphonic and talking to Miles Dompieri in person and reminding him of all the nasty things he said about me once. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
But I'm looking forward to next week. So.
Oh, all right, Mr. Fabio, sir, how you doing? You gotten hit with winter weather yet? And what you been playing?
Oh man, I wish we had. We are.
Do they have winter in Brazil?
I mean, we do, but we don't have snow. That's the sad part. Never had snow.
So you just get cold ass weather and just it's like Britain where it rains, but instead of rain, it's just shitty weather, right?
Yeah, that's basically it. In some states here in Brazil are like way colder than others. Like it gets really like nothing like you guys, but still for us it gets pretty cold. But that's sadly not what we are suffering. I'm still suffering from a lot of humidity. There's just way too much moisture going on from the fucking summer that we have. But yeah, anyways, I'm good. Thank you very much. Just a lot of work. I've been basically playing some Halo and Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 Resurrected. Yada yada yada. That's basically it for me.
All right, Mr. Drawn TJ, sir, how you doing? What you been playing?
I've been doing pretty good. Just been working, and recently my parents just bought a new truck, so we bought that over the weekend, and then yeah, I've just been playing Resident Evil Requiem, almost finished with it, and just taking my time with it, finding all the collectibles and everything, at least trying to. Exploring every crevice I can find, because I'd like to do that. If it's a single-player game, I like taking my time and going through everything. Try to find every piece of lore if I can. And then I've been playing also Path of Exile 2, and today I'm going to get the John Carpenter's Toxic Commando game. So, yeah. But otherwise, I've been doing pretty good. How about
That's supposed to be a lot of fun with friends.
Yeah,
From,
it looks
from
really
what I've
good.
been
It's
hearing.
from SnowRunner and the creators of World War Z, so it's a great combo. Yeah.
I've been playing some Resident Evil Requiem. I've been doing some pre-downloading of Crimson Desert on the Xbox, and then pre-downloaded it on my PC. Whole 120 gigabytes for a day one launch of a single player game is pretty incredible. Hoping that I'm not stuck playing on the PC the entire time, although the controls will be the same because I use an Xbox controller for my PC as well as for my console. So, it'll be the same control input, but unfortunately, not having a whole lot of faith because Crimson Desert was shown to be running at 1080p, 30 frames a second on PS5. So, we will see. Yeah. Other than that, some Last Caretaker, some Total Chaos. Other than that, nah, pretty good. All good in the hood, can't complain. Been throwing on the old boxing gloves, getting into that Twitter grind again, It's funny when you get on there and you start arguing with people, you get followers. It's weird. It's just weird. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. As always, on the GameSet Live YouTube channel, we're streaming at 4K 60 HDR. I don't know if the HDR will be detected tonight because the DLSS video on screen is not in HDR. The videos that NVIDIA released of all the games that signed on to have their assets shown with the DLSS 5 on, they didn't broadcast them in HDR. So, yeah, it may just be 4K 60 tonight until I throw some gameplay up there and then screw everybody up and confuse YouTube. And then tomorrow you can catch the audio version of this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. With that said, all right.
Okay, I warned you beforehand. I may need to step away from it. I'm going to step. I'll let you know when I'm back.
Gotcha.
All right.
Is DLS 5 evil? Has everybody been seeing the videos of where the characters are now looking more lifelike than ever? And some people are saying, yeah, I can see that. That looks good. And then other people are saying, okay, you completely messed with the artistic direction of the artists. And we'll get into that. But what does everybody think about?
Are people upset because it looks too real, or are they upset because it looks really crappy?
No, they're upset because it's too much of a change.
What they are complaining mostly is that this feature seems to just fucking up with shadows, and at the same time it makes every single game looks the same. So it has no respect for art style and in consequence character whatsoever. The thing to me that is really bizarre is that people were complaining about it when they showed that for Starfield. Weren't people complaining saying that Starfield looked bad, and now they're
Well, it was
saying
the loading screens. They said I don't like the loading screens, or I can fly into a planet, but it takes forever. That's a huge argument everybody was making.
There were so many people talking shit about the visuals of how.
I know, but the game is actually a masterpiece compared to the. You know what? For a game that's not so buggy, coming from Bethesda, is huge, because usually when they create games, their games are broken. Well, not broken, but damn near close from the get-go. They're always there's always bad bugs with them. So to anybody that's in there saying, "Oh, well, the visuals don't look good," either get your fucking eyes checked, or you need a better TV or monitor, because I played it day one, and it looked really damn good. Now remember, I've been playing on a Samsung I've also been playing on a projector that's 4K with ultra high def HDR10. That's 4K 60. So
And
I,
but
I
like
I don't know if you're using a PC and you just got a shitty graphics card or what, but runs flawlessly on an Xbox Series X besides a couple of glitches, but nothing damning.
continuing the topic itself, like um one of the things that I imagine people are getting bothered, like they are getting annoyed, they are really bothered by it, is the fact that this makes usage of AI. And as we all know, in the day and age that we live in, anything with AI, it needs to be trashed in all of its glory, no matter what happens, no matter if it was just used as a simple tool, no matter if the result was actually good. I'm not saying that it looks good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's people there are probably just complaining because they said that it makes usage of AI. I'm just saying this.
Yeah, and um, I've embraced AI here lately. Like I used to like okay, I'm an engineer in my day-to-day job, but I also enjoy doing all the automotive work on our vehicles myself. I order the parts, I put it in the garage for, hours on end. I get it done. Um the other day, I had to replace an alternator on the wife's van, a Honda Odyssey. And of course, it's impossible to get these things. They've made it to where you have to remove 7 different components from under the hood just to get to the one that you want to change. And so I was like, okay.
Yep.
So I started looking around and I found a video that showed me how to do it without having to remove anything. Well, nothing major. And so I got it in there. I got it, the old one out, and I got the new one in there. And I really didn't feel like looking for the website to tell me, finding the correct website to give me the torque specs for these bolts, to what they needed to be torqued down to. And I didn't feel like watching a video to find out what it was. So I opened up Copilot, told it the year, make of the vehicle, and asked what the torque specs were for the alternator bolts. It told me the alternator bolts, the alternator bracket bolt, and the positive battery terminal that goes on the alternator. Told me what that should have been torqued to. In plain English. In seconds. And I'm like, where have you been all my life? And so this is the question I have to give to the panel here is, so what it looks to me is, so we've seen this. We saw DLSS 5 do this and they're showing all these characters' faces. But how often when we play these games do we actually see their faces if it's not a cutscene? What I want to know is, what is this actually going to do for gameplay? Because watching DLSS 5 in action, this is the most realistic I've ever seen video games look. And are we never going to be able to get this level of realism without some help of AI?
I mean, there's the RoboCop game that looks amazing.
Yes.
What about that?
Well, you
AI?
could be.
I don't know. It depends. We'll have to see how the future goes. I mean, shit can change. I mean, I think without AI, I think we could reach where you're seeing it with AI, but AI can help it a lot, and that's what we're seeing now. And people despise AI. I get it. Okay, you don't like AI, fine. I don't really give a shit. That's cool and all, but at the end of the day, look, it's helping the developers get shit done that they need done. So as long as it gets done and it's not broken, I don't care. I really don't. I'm tired of games taking 7 years, taking a whole console generation to fucking come out. I'm sorry, but
That's
to
not
anybody
changing. That's just not changing.
To anybody that's saying that AI, oh, I don't want it replacing people. Well, it's not going to replace people unless if you're a dick and you want to replace people. But otherwise, you can use it as a tool. There's nothing wrong with that. But to say that it's going to take over the whole, gaming industry, I don't think so. I think if you're a company and you are sticking by your employees and by your artists that make these beautiful games that we love to play and enjoy, I think that you'll make the right decision and use it for tools rather than replacing people. So the people are bitching and moaning. You have no reason to bitch and moan. Like, the games are looking better. That's what everybody asks for. Everybody always complains, oh, well, how come this game doesn't look better than this one? Well, you're the one asking for this shit, so don't be bitching and moaning when they're using AI. I'm sorry, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, I just don't get these people. These people are ass backwards. How they think they get mad at one thing, but then they keep asking and demanding the developers to do more shit. And then they expect also the timeline for those games to come out go faster. You're asking for more graphical input into a fucking game. You want it so damn realistic, and then you're expecting it to come out in like 2 or 3 years? Not a fucking chance. Not unless you got 5,000 employees. Unless you're fucking COD. But COD
Well.
uses old assets. So to anybody that says, oh, well, COD can do it, anybody can. As long as you got the employees, wrong. COD uses old assets. They rehash and resign. That's what they do.
I'm
They
really
do that
sorry.
all the time.
Wait a second. You people, who the fuck uses COD as an argument for games can be made faster? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, they do
Well,
spit them
I'm
out
saying-
regularly every 2 years.
Yeah, every
But
year or 2
still-
years. Yeah,
But of course they
compared
are
to other
spitting them
games.
out. Are you gonna tell me that Madden is going to be considered as a reference then?
Yeah,
Or
I
an
mean
okay
because
show,
everybody
NBA
here's the argument. Everybody bitches and moans saying the game is not realistic enough. Like the younger generation people don't like it. They're like it needs to be more realistic. Okay, we'll make it more realistic, but it's gonna take time. Then they sit there and look at it like, well, Call of Duty doesn't need to take so many years to make. Well, that's because they're using old assets for one. Two, they also have over 2,000 employees and 13 studios working on it. They got a studio working on fucking trees. Come on.
I like
I don't want to
trees.
hear it.
I like
Frickin'
trees.
people.
I like turtles too.
I mean, when was the last time we saw turtles in COD?
Oh man,
Yeah.
a long time.
To
But-
be honest, nobody should be complaining about this. Like, I get it. It's scary. You don't want it. But yet again, I mean, you put the developers in a hard place. I mean, you guys bitch and moan if it comes out too fast and it's a buggy mess, but then you complain and bitch and moan when you say it's taking too long. Which one is it? Because they're using AI to help get this out sooner, or at least make it look nice so it goes out on time and it's less buggy. But the problem is you're still bitching. So either way, it's a three-way. You're screwing over the developers by complaining as fans. Like, when you look at this DLSS and it's the most realistic thing, and you're saying, well, do you think they could accomplish that without it? Who knows? We possibly could, but I don't know. We'll just have to see if other studios use it and which ones don't.
The one
But
thing that I keep seeing
we'll see.
people argue about is that they're saying that like everything looks the same. To me, these characters with DLSS 5 applied none of them resemble the way the other characters look. They all look like individual characters, actors, actresses, mocap. That's if you notice the thumbnail I used for today's show, the woman, the actress that actually played Grace Ashcroft in Resident Evil Requiem. I had her pictures of her face
Why do
on the
why do you
thumbnail,
have her
and
pictures?
it's very similar.
Time out, time out, time out. Steve, why do you have another woman's pictures with you? You are a married man. You are a father. Come on, don't do this to me.
This is all in the name of gaming.
Am I
That's all.
supposed? What am I supposed to explain to Cat?
Ah, well, that'll be just it'll be between us. She
I
doesn't
mean,
watch
there's
the
a
show.
really good. I mean, there's a really good reason why I voted for her to be the team captain in our Helldiver squad. She has ethics. Just going with
Oh
that.
gosh, killing me. Yeah,
I love it.
I'm back, by the way. I heard three-way, and then I got my attention. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. It would have got my attention too, if I'm being
I
honest.
mean, you're welcome, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I don't. They did five. Nvidia showed 5 different games. Okay, they showed Resident Evil Requiem. They showed Hogwarts Legacy. They showed Starfield, and then they showed the world of Oblivion Remastered, and then they showed a small soccer scene from EA Sports. They would not have done this if those development studios hadn't signed off on it. So I'm pretty sure that those studios probably got to look at what this was going to look like beforehand, because I'm sure this was all curated and put together before Jason Wong or Henson Wong went on stage. So if the developers are okay with it, then what is everybody complaining about? Because like I said, there's no, everybody keeps using, the criticism is really, I feel like it's really around Grace Ashcroft, that character in Resident Evil Requiem, because that is the most, they say it's the most striking difference between DLSS 5 being on and off. I don't actually. I believe the biggest difference that we see is in Hogwarts Legacy. Those characters look 10 times different, but they look good. They look like they would look if I was looking at the real person. And I don't know. I don't have a problem with this. I really don't. They keep saying art. I'm like, you do understand that these are real actors and actresses that are playing these parts, and they are real people, so they have every right to be shown as real people. And the Grace Ashcroft with DLSS 5 on, I'm sorry, but that looks a whole lot like her real life character, or her real life face, which I show in the thumbnail. I mean, granted, she's had like 4 or 5 different hair colors, and I couldn't seem to find one where she was as blonde as Grace is in the game. But his facial features are awfully close. So, do you think she has a problem with the way Grace looks? Probably not. I bet she thinks it looks awfully better than it did.
It's a compliment.
So I don't know.
I bet you she thinks of it as a compliment because it looks close to how she looks like in real life, which is a compliment. That's a good thing.
and that idea is relatively new to have the character in a game or on screen portray look like their real life counterpart. It's relatively new. I mean, you remember there was a big deal when what's his name did it was Cal Kestis in for
Yep.
the Star Wars games,
Mm-hmm.
and the big deal for that was. Why do you have to be a ginger? And he's like, because he's a ginger in real life, you idiot. You know,
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
people were actually
Fucking
putting on
idiots.
mods so they wouldn't do so they could change him from being a ginger. Like, really? You're that butthurt that he's a ginger? Seriously? You know?
It's like
wow.
it's like
Yeah,
people
it's
just
pretty
want the
bad.
voice, and they want the voice and everything else. They want it to be a fantasy. But when they go to see a movie, you don't want a fake. You don't want Denzel Washington's voice over some other black man's body and face. You want the real fucking Denzel Washington. Damn it!
Right.
I know, right?
I mean, goodness,
that's
if
what
I
I'm
want to go,
saying.
if I want to go stare at Angelina Jolie's jugs in the old Tomb Raider movies, I want the real Angelina Jolie. I don't want the video game rendition of Lara Croft shown on
Of the-
screen during the
of the
movie. I don't want that.
triangle tits, Yeah.
I want the real
No,
shit.
and a lot of that's come to play since we've gotten facial mocap and stuff is why a lot of that has come into play. Why the character is no longer their own thing. They actually are the people who's who's doing the voice.
Right.
Because it used to be in animation. There's no way the voices match the people, and that wasn't because they didn't want them to. It's just because there wasn't a need. They could make the character look how they wanted to, and whatever. I can guarantee you that. The lady who did the voice for Ursula the Sea Witch in The Little Mermaid, she doesn't really look like that. It's just,
You sure?
Uh,
You sure?
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
oh, it's possible.
Why? I mean, what happened? What happened to you that you are just destroying my childhood? What happened there?
You go for big purplish blue women. I don't know. I guess whatever
I mean,
floats your boat.
I mean, who isn't? I guess that's why you got sick. I guess that's why you
like-
got sick, honestly.
Yeah.
I like big purplish blue women.
Hey, she had one of the best songs in that soundtrack. That Poor Unfortunate Souls. I love that song. Seriously, if you don't remember what it is, go listen. She does a great job with that song.
No, yeah.
So yeah, I don't get the so what if they look different from version to version? Who cares? I don't care as long as they.
I mean, isn't that what's supposed to do to make it look better, aka different?
It's the same people that complain like when they do the Last of Us the live action stuff. Well, that's not how the character's supposed to look. Okay. But is the story the same? Oh yeah, it was dead on the same. In fact, the first episode was pretty much the video game all wrapped into an episode.
The first season was the first video game. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Almost word for word, scene to scene. I was like,
yeah, it really was.
why am I even watching this? Dude, I could give you a whole season recap and review without even watching the first season.
But I don't like when they go, well, that's not what the character is supposed to look like. Well, get over it,
Yeah.
And what, the James Bond game is getting a lot of that too, including from people on this panel. Well, that's not what James Bond looks like.
No, but it doesn't matter. It might not look like James Bond to me, but still, I know the game's going to be good. I'm not saying, oh, it's trash. Why? Because it doesn't look like James Bond. Like, what the fuck?
Anybody that's bitching about.
And well, some of you may remember when Craig got the part for James Bond. Blonde Bond, oh my God, you would have swore the world was gonna fucking
But
end.
you were talking about Craig from Halo Infinite.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Correct.
I don't know if you remember all the heat they got because he's blonde. James Bond can't be blonde. Why not?
I mean, imagine if they went on with how would people react if they went on with what rumors were saying where Idris Elba was going to be the next James Bond. Honestly, to me, that would be awesome. He's a really great actor. but like people would be
Mm.
really fucking crazy about it.
Oh yeah, they would.
I don't know. But we got to talk about the tech that they were using to do this. They showed the PC that they were doing this conversion on from non DLSS 5 to DLSS 5, and they were using
Okay, let me sum up. Let me sum up. Tech mumbo jumbo. That's it. Carry on. Next topic. Okay, just go with
you
that.
do know what the RTX 5090 is, right?
No, I don't. And
It's
I
about
don't,
That's because
don't
he
actually care.
never pays attention during the show. But
Base
whatever.
base
I'm
model.
sorry, what?
The
I'm sorry, Paul,
base
what? You
model.
were saying something?
It is a $2,000 graphics card. Base models. Now the Astrals that they were using in this PC go for upwards of $3,000 a piece, and they had to use 2 of them. Now a lot of people are saying that they had to use 2 of them because of all the assets that AI was having to pull upon to get these right. So it needed all the VRAM, which is an awful lot of VRAM. We're talking about 24 gigs of VRAM on each card. That's 48. I can math. That's a lot. I don't know. I don't think it had to do. And even Jason Battaglia on Digital Foundry, he didn't think that it took that much horsepower of those 2 GPUs. He thinks it took that much VRAM for those assets. And I agree. I mean, because we're just talking about an AI algorithm, and I don't know. And at the end of the day, this could all just be an extreme shadow shading model, because a lot of it, 90% of it, is the shadows. Like when you look at this, the shadows are portrayed from almost the camera's point of view, so that those wrinkles and blemishes and contours of their skin really pops to the one looking right at them. I just don't see. Yeah. I don't see the big issue. Now, the first time an actor or an actress comes out and goes, "That's not what I signed on for. They showed me what I was going to look like. And damn it, I want to look like that piece of shit. I don't want to look like that." First time that happens, okay. They have the right to complain. It's them. Until then, just let it go. We wanted realism in games. And my wife, I even brought it up to Kitty. I showed her, I was like, people are freaking out about this. And she was like, she looked at it, and I was showing her the videos, and she was like, well, Starfield looks a lot better. Those always did kind of look bland. You always had one just, yeah, the faces of the NPCs always kind of had a singular tone to them, and now they look great.
I trusted her so badly to be the squad leader for the Helldivers. I give up on that. She has no ethics whatsoever after that.
Wow, it's not that bad, man. Come on now.
I just love to over exaggerate.
Yes, you do. You love to over exaggerate. But yeah, she was. But when I showed her that, she was like, "Wow, that looks really good. It looks very realistic." And as gamers, isn't that what we want? We want realism. We've been waiting for games to look real life for so long, and now AI comes along and gives it to us, and we complain about it. We fucking complain about it. Why? Just until somebody in the industry has a problem with it. As consumers, we should shut the F up. Point blank.
Yeah, we're getting great games, so yeah.
Anyway, next on the topic list, I got it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I didn't know if you all knew about this or not, but dogs and cats are sleeping together, and it's pandemonium out here.
We're talking Old Testament. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Got carried away.
Talking Old Testament here. There is no Game Set Live. Only Zool. Got it?
What?
Oh my God! Did he just say what? Oh, dear
Yes.
God. He's off the panel. I'm sorry. You are gone.
Ghostbusters, brother.
You need to go educate
okay.
yourself. You need to go educate yourself.
Ah, I mean,
Dogs and cats sleeping together. Biblical.
We're talking Old Testament. We're talking-
Okay, you're talking about the first.
Is it
one,
true?
alright.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick. Yeah.
My favorite line. My favorite line in the second movie is, "She's all right. She's all right. She's a harbor chick." As they're riding the Statue of Liberty in.
My favorite from the first movie is, so what if my girlfriend sleeps above the covers? 4 feet above the covers.
Right? Oh man. So, but yeah, we really the cat got out the other night, and there are no other cats around here, only dogs, and we think the cat is pregnant now. So, I don't know.
Oh, that's a scary.
Don't know what it's gonna be. Could be
I've
half
seen that. That's
raccoon.
called cat dog, for all I know. You know. Yeah.
It's scary, scary, scary. Thimber, you still breathing there, buddy? You ain't putting nothing in the chat for a while. Just making sure you didn't get pulled away to a better podcast where they actually talk about things people want to hear.
I mean, he did mention that he did a dental procedure and he was recovering.
Oh yeah, and I made the comment, I don't like people in my mouth. And everybody in the chat dogpiled on top of me like it was something dirty. No, you all are dirty.
I would have. I didn't say a thing, but yeah, I would have said something dirty. Yeah, I wouldn't. I saw that. Yeah.
I'm really sorry. The moment you just out of nowhere, you said, "I hate when there's people in my mouth." I'm like, oh God, he did it.
I read that at work and I couldn't stop laughing. My coworker's like, "What are you laughing about?" And then I showed him the text, and he's like, "That's funny because that could be taken very dirty."
Okay. I don't like people's hands in my mouth.
Well, but you're okay with the other parts? I mean, you know. whatever.
God.
Oh, you have an echo.
No,
Not anymore. I got rid of it. I got rid of it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But doing a little take a little break. There's a different layout for the podcast on YouTube now. I've got the chat next to the gameplay, and then the camp meal. I'm just trying something different. The chat up there, you know, that doesn't move very much. Apparently, we get all our views after the fact. I want to know who's live during us so I can sabotage them. I mean, what do you got? What better do you have to do on Hump Day than watch these sorry sacks of shit talk about video games? Come on.
Hey, I can tell you at least for the last day or two, I am not a sack of shit. In fact, that's the one thing I don't have in me right now I'm not full of shit.
Oh, God. Okay. Real topic. We were hearing PS6. I mean, we're pretty sure that Project Helix, the new Xbox console, is going to be in the fall of 2027. Because we know it has been confirmed by Jason Ronald at the GDC last week that the dev kits for Project Helix will be going out in winter to spring of 2027. And if you look all the way back to the Xbox One, those dev kits go out 7 to 8 months before the product hits the shelves. Series X and S, same thing. Dev kits went out in February.
I pointed out in one of those posts, and I'm going to point it out here, that remember, a lot of the dev kits for some of these smaller developers went out late for the Series S and Series X. They went out in June of that year, but they were late. Yes. But they should have gone out early. They just ran short of the dev kits for whatever reason at that time. But yeah, so they're right on par with what they always have done. You know?
So
November,
we were hearing that.
December, yeah.
We were hearing that. And making, judging by what they've done in the past, the timelines, we expected Project Helix by the fall of 2027, which was really crazy because everything that we had been hearing about the PS6 was pushing it into the 2028, 2029 area. And I'm thinking to myself, that's crazy. Yes, I know Helix is going to be expensive, but you're leaving a 1.5 to 2 year window there where the best place to play GTA 6 is not on your console. And so now we're hearing that it could be moved up.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. They're going to run into the same scenario they ran into when Xbox announced the Series X and S consoles. Because the PS5 was supposed to be an answer to the One X. That's why it wasn't really on par with the Series X. Because now the PS5 Pro is actually in the same benchmark now as the Series X.
But
so they lied when they said it was more powerful and better. No,
pundits
it
are
wasn't.
saying, listen, pundits are saying, though, that even though there was that horsepower difference favoring the Series X at launch, that we never got the games to look and play the way they should have with that extra 2 teraflops.
No, I totally agree with you. Like they did not put enough effort into it. The developers didn't, because there was enough horsepower, there was enough headroom for them to do it. They just didn't do it, or they were time frame. They had a time frame to like a budget to go through and just get done, like ship it out. But the problem is,
okay, real quick, I haven't seen this news. So what's the new date on the PS5 or the PS6 anyway?
apparently it's supposed to come out next year. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, they're saying late 2027, early 2028.
They're gonna run into the same problem as the PS5 versus the Series X. It's not gonna be ready, and watch. It's gonna be underperforming. Watch, because now they're gonna. You'll see. This exactly. They weren't ready for the Series X when that came out because their PS5 was the answer to the Xbox One X.
It's not even a matter of being ready for the Series X. They weren't ready when it first launched. It was half cooked in many ways when it first launched, and because they put themselves on time crunch trying to play this, we got to beat them out, type of thing, and they're doing the same thing again. My fear is that the hardware will not be ready. It will be buggy as a lot of people don't want to remember how kind of glitchy and buggy the PS5 was when it first launched.
I know
that they had some pretty decent issues that were just
that's where
it was half cooked.
That's where me and you are on the same idea, Paul, because I fear that if you're a PlayStation fan and you think that the PS6 is a viable option to buy next year, and then let's say it does release next year, I would wait 2 years after it comes out, because they're going to keep redefining it, because it's going to have a lot of fucking problems. I don't care what you say. You could say, well, they learned from the PS5. No, the fuck they don't. Point anywhere in time where Sony's learned from their fucking console generations. Their consoles are always fucked up in the beginning. Not
necessarily true, but the biggest issue is if they're cutting off 9 months to a year and a half off their development cycle to get it done, then they're going to miss some parts. Have problems.
Not just that, but how many iterations of the PS5 have they gone through to try to fix the problems they're having? To downsize it and die size, to like trying to fix the soldering issues with the CPU and everything. Come on, they've had lots of problems. All I know is that they're gonna have a hell of a time competing against Xbox. Let's just say that they're gonna have a hell of a time competing. And the question is, do they price lower than the Xbox, and do they pray that it actually works and it doesn't have any problems at launch? Because I bet you the Xbox is gonna work better than the PS5 or the PS6, because it's gonna have way more power. It's going to be more expensive, sure, but it's going to be a PC and an Xbox. So I don't know. So I think Sony's
Yeah.
making a big mistake. I really do, because anytime you make a judgment
Well,
call like that,
they've kind of been put in a corner. They really don't have a
I get
choice.
that. I know, but let me ask you, since you know so much about computers, if you were in charge of Sony and you were thinking about, do you want a good product or do you want a half-baked product, and it could possibly derail your whole fucking campaign, versus you could ship it out in 2 years and it runs perfectly fine and it runs well, like really good. Sure, you'll miss out on getting the adaptation of the new, players, but you'll have a perfect product versus a broken product at launch. What would
Remember,
you do?
both companies are answerable to their stockholders, though, and the stockholders for the
I
short-term
know.
return.
I know.
Yeah, like I was, I was at the
And they don't
problem.
want to be a year and a half behind Xbox. They do not want to be a year and a half
Like
behind Xbox.
I know.
I
The
was
last time
actually
that
about to
happened
say,
was the 360
I
era.
was like
Yep.
Yep.
I was actually about to say that, which is the situation where their position doesn't care about, oh yeah, we are going to be taking longer so we can deliver a better product. It is, how do we manage to make it take less time so we can sell faster? Because the
And I hate to sound I hate to sound like that guy, but Sony fans are more forgivable of a unfinished or broken product at launch than Xbox fans are.
yes, yes, there's because like even if you are what you are saying in terms of the PlayStation 6 is going to be really fucked up at release, it doesn't matter. They are going to sell a lot of it anyways. Why? Because it comes down from what we learned from the PlayStation 4 generation. The people who bought a PlayStation 4 and built their digital libraries there, they are not letting go. They're not going to be letting it go. They follow to the PlayStation 5 and they are going to be following to the PlayStation 6. Why? Because their digital libraries were built there, and as well because of FOMO, of course. The fear of missing out's the next big thing, which is the release of a brand new generation.
I feel like they're gonna have the same stagnant numbers as they always have every generation,
Yeah,
because
they will.
so many people have left consoles to go to PC. I just don't see a lot of people buying the PS6.
Well,
The
you're asking
numbers for the
people to buy.
PS5 Pro and PS5 are actually going down.
I
They're
mean, but
they're
they could.
actually
But again,
their
they could.
projections were going lower and lower and lower last
But
year.
they, but
Remember?
again, they continue to have like 3 times more consoles sold
I get
than
that.
the Xbox.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that
I do,
that's wrong.
but like
But I'm just
I totally
saying
agree.
they,
But
they
like I
have a
totally
problem
agree
here.
that. But like I totally agree that the situation is, of course, that those numbers are stagnating. The console market is not growing. You're not going to be
Nope.
having the
Same
PlayStation 5
300
generation.
million.
The PlayStation 5 generation hasn't beaten the PlayStation 4 generation, and the PlayStation 6 generation is not going to be beating the PlayStation 5 or 4 generation as well. It might get
Yep.
close, it might, but it won't.
Well, it's because
It won't beat it, no.
gamers move to PC. PC gamers don't move to console.
Yep.
And your new generation, let's face it, we're dying off. We're only getting older. And
Yep.
the new generation is not interested in any way, shape, or form in consoles. So what you see Sony's number tapering off towards the end of the PS5 generation because they're getting close to that PS4 sales number. We're still fighting over the same customers, and as a matter of fact, it's lower than it was during the Xbox One PS4 generation because, like I said, some of us are no longer on this earth, and others are playing on PC now. They
And
don't
you
come
still
back.
have a huge new market that has no interest in the traditional console because they are way too much focused on mobile.
Yeah. Roblox is a bitch, dude.
There's always that situation that why PC players don't go to console because consoles are always going to be like 2 generations behind. There were people that when they were reviewing the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, they said this is what I expected the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generation to be.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's why Microsoft Xbox is making the next console a hybrid. It's gonna be a crossover between a. It's gonna be 80% PC, 20% Xbox. And to anybody that's complaining, that's gonna be like, oh well, I don't like that. Okay, well then keep your Series X and shut up. Either that or go get a full PC. Because I don't know what to tell you, but it's a hybrid, and you're not gonna like it. But some people will like it, some people won't.
That gets
It's basically a PC with a fucking OS.
that statement
Basically
that you
what it's
just
gonna
made.
be.
That statement you just made, TJ, that segues into our next topic. I've actually gotten into some arguments on Twitter about this.
Yep.
Is the new Xbox a console, or is it just a PC? Because my 2 cents on this is they've been on the hardware side. They've been PCs since 2013. They have been, yes, granted, soldered in place, but it has been some version of an already existent product off the shelf, soldered onto a board.
Yep.
It's the shell OS that makes it a console. That gives you the console experience.
It's a kernel, like you explained it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's just.
It's basically a Windows PC, but just more. It's more user friendly and more less bloated, and it's not full Windows. That's basically what it is.
Well, yeah, and I've said that
dummy
Bob's been
terms.
on Steve-O's been on shows with me before where I pointed out the whole idea with the Series X and Series S. It is a very, very pared down version of Windows. It is strictly there to do one thing. That's all it does.
Play games and movies, pretty much.
And just like with this new console / PC hybrid, it really isn't changing much except in form factor, maybe, because you're not going to be able to change out the video card. You're not going to be able to add memory, probably. You're not going to, it's still, in many ways, it's still going to be an all-in-one unit.
Like console, but yeah,
set
but
it and forget it.
Yeah.
Even if I go,
go ahead.
Even if I go to Best Buy and buy a cheap-ass pre-built PC, I can still change the video card. I can still change the CPU in the future if there's a faster one for that socket. I can still add memory. I can still do things to that product. With this, all you can do is send it to Xbox. And hope it wasn't you to fuck it up.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It is. It's nuts. You're getting and so with that being said, I'll go a step further and say that the Steam machine, if the Steam machine is not upgradable and you can't change, God, I hope it's upgradable because it comes in at the bottom of the spec list. It really does.
Oh, it does.
Like,
it does.
hey,
It's barely above a Series S. It's not that. It's not that
pretty
powerful
bad
for a Steam machine. Yeah.
So if it's not upgradable or modifiable, then I'll tell you right now, the Steam machine's a console. It's going to run Steam. It's going to run Steam OS. That's going to be their shell operating system to give you the console experience in the living room with Steam.
More people don't remember, but I do because I was a tech back then. But back in the late 90s and early 2000s, we had PCs that were basically like that. Gateway computers were like that. There were other companies that were like that, that you couldn't change the video card. You couldn't change the hard drive. You couldn't change the disk drive even, not without going to them and getting their stuff.
Yep.
So this is basically a return to a system in a box. You buy what you get what you buy.
Yep. Hmm.
Yep. So
I,
it is a
I, I think
console.
it's a console. Yeah. You know what? Some people have been telling me, well, it's a PC because you can modify it. I mean, you can change the OS, and literally, if you wanted to, you could download Linux on it if you wanted to on a console. And
If you knew what you
I
were
tell them,
doing,
yeah, but not really.
if you knew what
But
you were
yeah,
doing,
I mean,
you can put Windows on your Xbox if you want.
yeah, you can. Someone
wouldn't
put
I can
Linux
want
recommend
on
it.
a
to. I don't
PS5.
know.
Someone put Linux on a PS5.
No, it's not.
Why?
Well,
Oh, I
PS5
have
runs
to.
on
Why?
Unix,
I have.
so
Wait, I
it's
have to.
I-
Linux. I have to. Linux, not Linux.
Linux. Yeah.
so that brings me into my next order. So I have been using the Xbox full screen experience here lately.
Now you like it.
I do. I like it a lot because when you run the Xbox full screen,
Is it like a console?
yes, it is.
Good.
So when you put, I have 3 monitors. Okay, I've got a 4K 60 frame or HDR over here. It's a 27 inch. I got my big Odyssey Neo G7. It's a 43 inch, all the bells and whistles, 144 hertz. And then I've got my little curved Samsung 1080p monitor over here that just, I put monitoring stuff on it. I don't really do anything gaming or watch anything on it. I just monitor things over there. That's actually where the video capture is coming from, because I got YouTube running over here and I'm capturing the chat and putting it on screen. You guys are on the 27 inch 4K over here. And then OBS is on the big screen in front of me. But when I
By the
open
way,
up,
this video is sponsored by Bob's Big Ass Internet. Haha.
oh
there you
Jesus
go.
Evo.
Christ, yo,
It's called, his name's Steve-O, not Bob.
I'm never
sorry,
going to get rid of it. I look, it'll just make me smile when you remember, and when you don't, I'll be like, well, those are the breaks, you know. You put yourself out there as Bob for several years, you can't expect the world to change in 2 weeks. It happens.
Yes.
But look, if I start up in full screen, if I open up the Xbox app and then I hit the button in the top right of the screen to put it in full screen experience, what happens is Windows stops. I can't do anything in Windows. I'm in full screen experience, and the only monitor that has anything on it is the main big one in front of me. This one over here goes out, it's black. No taskbar, anything. This one over here goes out, it's black. No taskbar, anything. I can't do anything in Windows while I'm in full screen experience. I can't do anything. The only way I can do anything in Windows is by hitting the Windows key plus F11, which pulls me out of full screen mode and lets me do something in Windows. And I got to be honest with you, I've been using it for the last week, and I think my Steam games actually run better when Windows is in the full screen experience than, because I noticed the larger frame rate. When I open Steam, and when I don't do it through the Xbox app, when I open Steam just on the desktop and I go into a game, yeah, I mean, it's a good experience. And I get like 80 to 90 frames a second, you know, the usual with two times frame gen on and all the fucking bells and whistles and shit. But when I opened it through full screen experience, the full screen mode, when basically what happens is you go through your Windows library and you tell you want to start a game, and then what it'll do is it'll keep you on just one monitor. The other two are still out. It'll bring Steam up on that one monitor, and then you launch through Steam, but you're still isolated to only that screen. See, when I use Steam, even big picture mode, I'm still running Windows and everything that Windows has to going with it. I still am running that on my other two monitors. All I have to do is hit the Windows key to unlock myself from this monitor, and then I can start anything I want up on the other two monitors, and then tap on the main monitor again to go back into the game while I've got other things going on the other monitors. I can't do that. When you launch Steam through the full screen experience, you can't do anything in Windows until you back out a full screen experience. And you can't back out a full screen experience until you're out of the freaking game and back in the Xbox dashboard on your PC. And over the last week, I've been using it. I've been launching my games on Steam through the full screen experience. And I gotta be honest with you, I swear I'm getting bigger. I'm getting higher frame rates. I'm getting high 90s, low hundies. It's got to be because something is going on in the background.
Because it's shutting down some unneeded Windows stuff.
Yeah, it's cutting the bloat and just
Yep.
focusing me on, and this is just the Windows full screen experience. I can't wait to see what Xbox mode does to it next month. Because
Yeah.
I made sure that I'm in the beta program. I'm waiting.
I think Microsoft is figuring out the kinks, and I think they might have just stumbled upon something that will make a lot of gamers happy, and this can be their version of Windows not bloated. Basically, if you're gonna run full Windows on the next console, they'll separate it like that, like you just said.
And when you
Yeah,
the first
that would
time
be the way to do
the first time you launch Windows full screen experience, you get a notification on the screen telling you, recommending that you use this with a controller only. That this is optimized to be used with only a controller, and if you don't use a controller, they can't guarantee anything. And I was
Okay,
like,
yeah,
well,
well,
planning on
that
doing it
makes sense.
anyway. Click. Yep, don't show this again. Okay.
it.
And I got to be honest with you, I kind of like it. I haven't opened Steam through using Steam in over a week now. I've even been doing my updates. Like I'll open up Xbox, the Xbox app, go into full screen mode, and I'll tell it I want to play a game that's on Steam. That opens Steam for me, with the other two monitors still out, and then I check to see if I've got any updates to download through that.
I like that. I like that they did that. Like
I'll be back in a few minutes again.
Okay,
Steam
No
is
worries.
literally inside the Xbox app, which is
he's going
really
to go
nice.
put that lung
That's
back in.
Really convenient.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. But I'm glad they're doing that. I'm really, and you know what, with the Xbox mode, oh yeah, they're just gonna make it better. They're gonna make it so damn better. This next console, like you right there, what you just explained, that right there, if anybody's listening, that's what you're gonna be experiencing on the next console, the next Xbox console, next year, if you
Yeah,
decide to get it. Basically, that's the dummy down version of, without going into technical shit, of how it's gonna play when you start up the Project Helix. It'll be like
Yeah.
that.
I wonder what they're going to name
They'll
it.
give
You
you
know, the project name is
No,
never
the-
what it winds up being.
Yeah, they'll give you full Windows, but like they'll freeze like where you can't use full Windows unless if you back out of the Xbox version. Which
Yeah.
I'm glad they're gonna do it like that. That's actually perfect. You get the best of both worlds
Because I like running
without
like
compromising.
I
Yeah.
run Riva tuner statistics. So I like having up in the corner of the screen the percentage of my CPU that's being used, the speed, the temperature, and how many watts it's pulling. And then right below that I have the same stats for my GPU. And then right below that I have my frames per second. And then right below that I have my frame time graph. I love having that stuff on. Yes, I have a big LCD screen over here on my CPU that I can see through the glass on the side of my PC. I don't like looking over there. I like having it all right here on screen. So when Project Helix comes out and I can install MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner Statistics on there and have the overlay that gives me all these stats playing when I go back into Xbox mode, because all these stats, they show up on my screen, whether I'm playing a Steam game on Steam, whether I'm playing an Xbox game on the Xbox app, or whether I'm playing a Steam game through the Xbox app. It's on my screen all the time. As a matter of fact, when I go on podcasts, if they're using Zoom triggers the on-screen display. So if I don't bring Riva Tuner statistics up and tell it to turn off, I've tried turning the detection level down on it. Whenever I open up Zoom, like when I do Wasted with Wise, it shows me a on-screen display twice on the screen. It shows me one up here for everybody's individual cameras, and then it shows me one for the big one that it shows whoever's talking. I have to turn it off. It runs, just the automatic detection level for software that's running, and I can't wait to put the benefits of things I have on my PC. I can't wait to put that on my next console. It's going to be so sweet. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Bob is saving up now, Microsoft. Come on, let's do this thing. Let's eat a chicken wing.
Yeah, I like what they're gonna do, because for me, I'm gonna go in and fix games that have bugs or have visual problems. I'll go in and get mods that will fix it, make it look really good. Oh,
Thember just put a good chat
I'm
in.
not going crazy.
Thember put a good chat in. He's got a good tagline for 2027. The new Xbox name will be the Xbox Phoenix, born from the ashes. Oh my goodness!
I mean, I will honestly just dare to have them just name the next Xbox.
Hello?
I'm sorry about that. Well, I would honestly just have them naming the next Xbox as just Xbox, because there's no need anymore for you to, oh yeah, this needs to be a higher number than the PlayStation because
Oh
otherwise,
yeah.
like, just say, stop going with those like, oh yeah, so it's the Series X, and then now it's going to be the ultra mega powered Series X plus XX or whatever the fuck they want to call it, because the names are getting way too crazy. I'm
Xbox
like,
Triple X.
like everyone was just like so much thinking that it was going to be obviously the Xbox One was going to be the 720. That, oh yeah, fuck it, they're just not going to.
Yeah. True that. Oh, I don't know. I've been wanting the new Xbox to be called the Next Box for years, and I'm never gonna get it.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Just call it the Next Box. It is. That's the Next Box.
No,
Hey,
that makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's not a good name.
What if they actually did? What if they did name it the Helix, Xbox Helix?
I don't know, because I liked Magnus better. Okay, Magnus is not Xbox's term. Magnus is the code name that AMD gave the SoC. Helix is the code name Xbox is giving the product that will have Magnus in it. But I actually liked Project Magnus. I did. I liked Magnus. Because this is going to be a beastly mofo. So name it Magnus. Hey, you got your Magnus? Ready to go. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
You gotta spend $1,000, motherfucker. And that's how you go.
So I was on Doomsayer's show last week. Saturday. I was on Doomsayer's. And
wait. You mean Doom, the guy that actually got you triggered during the Whistle with Wise?
Yeah. And I came on the show, and it was very cordial. It was like a different person.
Of
It was
course.
like it was like a person that wasn't
course.
even in the chat.
Doom usually never is a bad person. Like I had some talks with him during the some episodes where he was on Wasted with Wise. He actually always just was always so nice. I'm like I'm surprised that he was managing to trigger you so much actually. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on Doomsayer's network before. He's okay, but some of his panel was a little bit off the rocker, to be honest. He's a
Everyone
good
has
guy,
their
but
preference.
his panel members were kind of assholes, to be honest.
Eh,
Now we're never
Just
getting
being honest.
now we're never getting any of them as guests here.
never. Never.
Thank you so much, TJ. You could have kept it to yourself. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Well, I'll never be on there again. But no, what was I gonna say? Oh, like I was telling them, if I want to if I want to play a game, even with my beefy setup, if I want to play a game, render it with my graphics card, and stream it at the same time with OBS, that's too much. I'm not leaving enough headroom for the NVIDIA encoders to do what they need to do. I get an encoder overload. Basically, the encoders tell me it doesn't have enough resources in OBS. To have a true dual PC setup, I would need a PC that I only play the games on, that running into the capture card on my PC that I am then streaming. With Project Helix, I can actually have a true dual PC setup. The one I have now that you see in the background, that will be my streaming PC. I will use the 4080 Super for its dual encoders, the capture card that I got in there, and the capture card will be picking up the output, the pass through from Project Helix. And Project Helix will become my primary gaming device for PC games and Xbox games. And if I was actually looking into building another PC to only use for streaming. That way I could have a dual PC setup. I would have ended up spending as much on that as I'm going to spend on Helix. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Bring it on. I get it. It ain't no thing. Word.
I'm just waiting for you to say like for how long will you keep going, you know?
I can go forever
I
and
can notice that.
ever. Hey,
Ah,
you want to hear something?
there we go, there we go, like that. That's a good title. So, but like this is sarcasm. But like this is a good title for the next Xbox because you know when like you have those bands and book offers or something like that, that when they are going to be doing the last iteration of an album or something like that, they give the name and put forever afterwards. It's going to be the Xbox Forever. That's the name of the of the thing.
Forever. I can't. Every time I hear the word forever, I think of that scene from The Sandlot. Forever. Forever.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve-O, what happened to New Legal? Did something happen to New Legal?
No, New Legal's fine, right?
The fuck?
I
Anything
don't
happened to him?
know. I will ask AI what the next Xbox name would be. There you go.
New Legal just did podcast yesterday. What the hell?
I'll
What is
ask
he
AI
saying?
right
What does
now.
he mean in the
What
chat?
do you think the name of the next Xbox will be?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
bless
going to
you.
be Ashai.
Achai. That's a really good name. The Xbox Achai.
Okay.
What does it say?
I'm back.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. AI's best guess: the Xbox Series Z.
Fuck off.
Jeez.
Fuck off.
AI is very terrible at guessing
Says
names.
this is the most common fan and analysis guess. It cleanly follows Series X and S.
Bullshit.
Easy to market as quote unquote the next step, and avoids another confusing reset.
Oh yeah, you sure? You sure?
Okay.
I sure hope that a console PC hybrid is not going to be a reset for Xbox. Who could imagine that?
Now, what if they get? Now, what if they figure out a way to get this to run the Xbox mode, the operating system that is unified across Windows and Project Helix? What if they figure out how to get this run on the series consoles?
They possibly could. The Xbox mode, at least. I could see him doing it. All you have to do is push out an update.
I mean, wouldn't in theory that be already added day one in it? Because if you are
I
going to
mean,
be having PC features in it and you want to have an Xbox as well, and you want to give an Xbox experience, in theory, wouldn't you try to make it like that since day one?
Yeah, I can
Or
see that.
I think they can just update it, to be honest. Just like how we didn't ask for auto HDR, HDR10, we didn't ask for FPS boost. All that came as an update. That came free as an update. That was an afterthought. Everybody seems to forget that. Everybody thinks, oh, it came with the Series X. Nope. That was an update. That was not in our consoles in the beginning. That was an
actually,
update.
wasn't auto HDR, wasn't like, oh no, sorry, HDR was on the.
HDR10 was, but auto
No, no,
HDR came out
no,
as an
no.
update.
No, yes, it's just because I was saying that HDR came on the One X and then went to the Series X and Auto HDR was an update. Yeah.
Yep.
But
And then
Or
FPS boost. Yeah, those were updates.
yes,
'Cause
yes.
I don't remember having that right off the bat, especially FPS boost. They have that right off the bat.
wow, I can't
Mhm.
believe I
Came in
waited
an
this that
update
long.
later on.
Wow.
I just wouldn't be surprised. Microsoft surprised us with random shit that we weren't even expecting. So honestly, I could see them doing it. It'd be a tall order to get it to be done because this was not built for a PC. This console. Now the next console will be, so it'll run everything that we've been talking about. But I don't know. We'll see. They might get Xbox mode working on this. They might.
I had to take the DLSS 5 videos off screen. Now we're looking at Bob playing Starfield on his PC, cranked. And I don't know, like, my load screen's like the longest load screen I see is 2 seconds. What's wrong with 2 seconds?
Yeah.
It's like it's long enough to go black, and it's long enough for you to now. Come on now. I have a fast SSD this game is running on, but I've seen how quickly you can transfer games between the expansion card and the internal SSD on the series consoles. It's fast. I see speeds of like 5-6 gigabytes. My SSD in here is moving at 2. That's it. So Starfield load screens have to be better on series console. I think they're still running with this Starfield load screens, and my buddy Colt Eastwood had a video on Starfield. Did you all see the new modes they're gonna have? They're gonna have it to where you can, instead of fast traveling with your ship to the next planet or around the planet, You're going to have 2 different flight speeds. You will be able to fly around in space, actually circle the planet in a matter of seconds. That's really cool. I want to be able to fly, and you can choose to go into warp drive and zoom off to the next system, or you can just stay in manual, fly towards that beacon at high speed, and it ain't no thing. Eat a chicken wing. Whoop whoop. Yeah. Bob's in a mood. I love you guys. I love hanging out on Wednesdays. I love Hump Day. Yeah. It's just Mountain Dew, I swear. I'm not slurring. Fabio, you're muted. Nobody can hear you.
I bet, like, you just called yourself Bob there.
See, it's even gonna take Steve-O time to get it.
I just want to put up. Oh my fucking lord! Fimber
Oh, look.
just sent on WhatsApp group like the what that he questioned the AI about the name of the next Xbox, for fuck's sake.
See it, my
Personally, I
brother-in-law.
think I think Microsoft should really screw with people because they keep saying this is going to be the last one, so they should call it the Omega, which is the end, the Alpha and the Omega. So yeah, they should just fuck with people and just call it the Omega, the Xbox Omega. Screw you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
You could go like, oh yeah, the
Plus
Xbox.
the emblem for Omega is pretty cool. If you look at the actual Greek letter, it's actually pretty cool looking. So.
How do you put an X on it? How do you make it so?
You can put an X in the middle of the Omega.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not going to be working. Can you do that?
Oh, you can't use the Omega symbol though. That's part of the God of War logo.
They can tweak it enough to make it their own thing. Sony doesn't own the Omega symbol. Sorry, that doesn't work.
They don't own Spider-Man either.
You just put an X in the middle of it, and then it works.
I mean, you're telling me you cannot. Oh shit, guys, we cannot use any of the names or symbols that are
Make the
part of
Omega
the
symbol
product.
black and the X part green.
What the
10%
fuck?
call it Xbox Station 1.
Yeah, just start copying PlayStation and just rip off their names.
I would honestly call it the Xbox Station Switch Master System 1.
Well, then that's the X station. See, that's different. That's
Ooh, X Station. Whew, I'm not allowed to visit them channels anymore. But no, seriously.
They could be inspired by the Commodore 64 if they want.
yeah.
What about
Part of me really wishes that they hadn't gone on this whole naming tangent like they did. I mean, Nintendo did it. And Nintendo's the only one that they can get away with Nintendo stuff. The only 2 consoles that Nintendo had that actually resembled each other in name was the NES and the SNES. Other than that, everything has been and Switch and Switch 2. But other than that, everything has been so different. We've had the Nintendo 64,
GameCube,
the Wii, the GameCube. It's just like all these.
the Wii U.
I would have been. Look, I'd have been happy with Xbox One, Xbox 2, Xbox 3. I would have been happy with that.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
you know
what do you
what?
game on? An Xbox. Which one? Right? And I'm like, I don't know that one. The one that came out 10 years ago. The one.
After 360, they should have just gone up in numbers, like 720, 820, 920. They should have just kept going like that instead of like, oh, now we're gonna call it the Xbox One after the 360 came out.
That made a lot of sense.
Well,
you already had an Xbox One.
The one because it was supposed to be the one unit you needed for your living room. Yeah,
I get that, but that was a dumb concept. Even
but
with
here's
the
the
Was
thing.
it? No, hang on. Before you say that, I want you to realize what the newest console is doing. It's doing a lot of what the one was intended to do. It's bringing one unit into your living room.
No,
It
no,
is.
but like one thing that is okay. Here's the logic thoughts as well, not just about the one system for the living room, but as well is because what is a 360 is one lap. So Xbox One.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Okay, how
If you
many
do a
degrees a
360
circle
on a
has?
racetrack, you've done one lap.
Oh, okay.
So Xbox One.
You see, so they would do the 720, and there was going to be the Xbox 2. You know what I mean? So yeah. Shit.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Honestly, my ideas in 5 minutes are much better than any ideas from Errol Greenberg in 25 years of Xbox. I'm sorry.
I still don't know what Aaron does. Does anybody know what Aaron does?
No.
What do you
Well,
mean
we
no?
don't know what we don't really know what Matt Booty does either.
The fact that his name's Bodie, that's all
I
we
mean, I
know.
mean, I think Matt Booty either he has some he's blacklisting everyone from Xbox, or he has some seriously good connections there because he's just like standing still. You want to get promoted? Yes, there we go. You're the man for the job.
Jesus.
God damn it, Paul.
Did you get a flashbang grenade
Okay. I
or a
muted him.
stun grenade?
I muted him. I'm muted him on my end. Is he muted on your all's end?
Doing that as well.
If
I hear
he's
I
not
hear the
muted, let me know when he's talking again. I had to save the
dude.
viewers.
It sounds like someone's fucking up their like their hearing aids. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, maybe he bent forward to cough and put his hearing aid right next to the mic. Oh, still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Let me know when it's gone. At least I can save the viewers. Timber says, I mean, Matt Booty used to CEO of the company who launched Mortal Kombat. Oh.
True. He was.
Wow. Did not know that.
Yeah, he was yeah, you're normal now. Yeah, he was in charge of NetherRealm. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Paul, who
What?
threw the flashbang into your flat?
It must have done that when I tried to mute it so you wouldn't hear me coughing, dude. I don't know. And you guys weren't helping me because I didn't know what was going on. You guys weren't saying anything except tell me when he's done. Tell me when, and I didn't know what was.
Oh. Sorry. We're sorry.
It all we heard was a flashbang noise, like the ringing noise. So we didn't know what the fuck it was.
Well, and then Bob said it's still happening, and I'm like, what? I see. I don't know what it is at that point. That's what you guys don't understand. You guys,
Yeah, we didn't know what it was because we were trying to figure out what the noise was because it sounded like like in the movies when you hear a flashbang and then you just see
The person that got flashbanged, they're just kind of.
It was
Right.
like a whistling sound. You know what I mean? Way too
Well, now
much,
I do.
way too loud.
All right. Well, guys, we've had a great show tonight. I say we get out of here, we do that thing, and go grab some chicken wings. How about that? Yeah.
play some games. Yep.
There we go. No, I'm down for the chicken wings. I don't play games.
Wow. Well, to be honest with you, this last week I've been playing Twitter.
I mean, for some goddamn reason, you have this necessity of when you post something which is not frequent, you need to bring something that is going to make crazy people start discussing with you. I'm like,
Yeah. Like
I
that one
like
time I
it.
showed everybody me launching. I launched. What was that game I've been playing? I was playing for a long time, and Bushido kept telling me it was crap. The motorcycle zombie game. Yeah.
Days Gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, Days Gone.
I screen capped me starting Days Gone through the Xbox PC app, and I put that on Twitter, and I got like 127,000 views and 27,000 comments, and a bunch of FUs and fanboy hater and blah blah blah. Yeah, I did that. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, Fabio Amarim, sir, tell everybody where they can find you at, brother.
Well, you can find me not just here on the Game Set Live podcast. You can find me also on the XPN Network YouTube channel. You can find me as well sometimes on the Wasted with Wise podcast. Also on Twitter as FBO Marine 97 and on Xbox as Buffon Lizard 8. Thank you very much.
Awesome, love it. Cerebral Paul, sir, tell everybody where they can find you.
Cerebral Paul 1 on Twitter, Cerebral Paul on Twitch and YouTube. Every Wednesday nights here on GameSet Live and Friday nights Wasted with Wise. And I'm also an editor and a contributor on lordsofgaming.net. Of course, next week I will be at PAX all 4 days in Boston, Massachusetts. So if you're there, look me up. I'll be looking for anybody I know at this point. I think that's about it. Yep.
Drawn TJ, sir, where can they find you?
You can find me at 5 o'clock here PST on GameSet Live with these guys. You can also find me also on Discord or on Xbox or on X at DrawnTJ for Xbox and then DrawnTJ450 on Discord and X. And everyone, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're enjoying the content of this podcast.
And leave a comment below after the fact. It does help the channel out. It beats that algorithm. Ah, there it is again. Oh my God.
There's a flash.
Okay, I've just been flashbanged. I can't see anything, everybody, but I want you to know that this is Steady Stevo, formerly of the KY Bob clan. You can catch me on all gaming platforms, all social media platforms as Steady Stevo.
Why are you talking like that?
Because I've been flashbanged. I can't see or hear anything. No. All gaming platforms, all social media platforms, Steady Stevo. Every Wednesday night, wrangling this band of misfits as the host of GameSet Live on the GameSet Live YouTube channel. You can find me on the XPN network as a normal panelist. I'm regular. Not some people would argue about the normalcy, but whenever we do have a show, I'm there. And on Friday nights, you can catch me sober on the Wasted with Wise show. It's a lot of fun. You should come by and watch me suffer. But other than that, hey, I like to tell everybody, get outside, touch some grass. Get outside, touch some grass, hug somebody you love. But remember, sanity comes first. You got to take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. Release with a little bit of gaming. It'll help out. Catch the audio show tomorrow and catch the replay here. Everybody, good night. Peace out.
Night, everybody.